So here I'm at the Rice baseball field. I met Harvard baseball player, his father. His son.
That's not me.
Right, Harvard baseball player who's playing in the team, and this is his father. So, Lowell, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, well, tell me about your son. What is his name, and what is he studying in Harvard, and which year is he?
James is with COVID, it's been a little weird. He's a first semester senior, but he's still got 3 years of NCAA baseball.
Getting off on the third baseman, number 6,
because of COVID and all of that.
Tell me about where he grew up and which high school he went to, and then how did he get admitted to Harvard? Because we all think Harvard being a very good academic school, and people don't think go to the sports, or
Right.
do they have a different admission standard for athletes to go to Harvard?
There is no different standard for an athlete. You have to have it on the field and also have it academically in the schoolroom. And so it limits some of the athletes that we can get to Harvard. But to answer your question, James went to Memorial High School here in Houston, grew up in Houston, played Little League and all the way through the ranks. Enjoyed his time at Memorial High School, had a great coach. And like I said, about his junior year, he was playing and got
Left fielder,
with
number
some of the
7,
Harvard coaches.
Austin
And that's when it really started to work out to where he could figure that Harvard would be a good fit for him.
I see. And there are also other kids from Houston in Harvard playing baseball.
Very, very unique year when James came out of high school. There were actually 4 kids from the Houston area that went to Harvard to play ball. Harrison Stovern and Zach Brown, and then a very, very good friend of James's, Hunter Baldwin, who actually played ball with James since he was a little kid, played in high school with him. So there were some good friends going up there together. So that was really, really nice.
Well, we get really good representation in Harvard from Houston. I heard you were traveling with the team. Tell me about that.
Well, you wouldn't expect it, but the Harvard baseball parents and group travel really well. For instance, tonight we're having a get-together after our second game. There will be 80 people from the Harvard baseball family that have traveled to come to see them play. They're going to be at that event. So it's a great group of family, and they approach it that way, and it's just a good group of people to travel and be with.
Yeah, so it sounds really good, strong support that they travel with the team and watch different games and support each other. As a parent, what would you say to other parents in terms of educating kids? People also know that academics are important. Why sports is important in combination?
Well, for instance, James coming from Houston, he's very steeped in Texas, right? And this has been his home from the beginning. To travel all the way up to Boston, it's cold.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very cold, and a Texan isn't used to that.
Right.
So there's a lot of support that you need to be able to give these guys when they make the high school college transition. I think is hard enough for kids, but when you're 1,000 miles away and in a completely different area, it needs. I think the parents realize that, and they've really supported their son.
How important in terms of comes to academics and versus sport?
That's a really good balance. 'Cause these guys work really, really hard academically, but they don't get to slack off on practice. I mean, they're up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they're lifting or throwing or playing, and then practice late in the afternoon. So they have, I don't know how they do it, but they somehow have to balance both.
number 39, Drew Woodcock.
The teachers are understanding. For instance, these guys had to leave Boston on Thursday. So they try to schedule their classes so they don't land on Friday, but some of their sections and different things do. And the teachers understand, and the kids have to make it up. And so it's a tough balance for a student athlete.
Yeah.
It's a tough balance anywhere in the country for a D1 student athlete.
Yeah. well, have a father like you who are very supportive, I think is a big plus.
You're very kind. It takes a lot of. You met my two daughters and my wife, and a lot of the other moms and dads here. They're all supportive of all this group, so that's the difference.
Yeah, well, thank you for educating good kid, and that's a good representation of Houston.
Well,
and thanks for talking to me.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good meeting you.
Good meeting you.